Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my platform. Those of you that are returning and those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys today. So I hope everybody has had a good day wherever you're at in the world. God bless you and peace be with you. So I'm going to be pulling from the Read Me When. I'm going to pull one quote from these, and then I will get into the reading. My soul is sorrowful, and I want to speak. My heart is in distress, and I want to express my sorrow. Okay. So put that on the inside. It also says, "He who spreads iniquity will reap disaster." Okay, you guys, please know that my readings are timeless, which means whenever it is that you come across this video, there's going to be messages in here for you. I suggest that you guys watch all of the readings on this platform. I do have another platform, but I'm having some issues with YouTube because they monetized my platform, but did not give me permission to monetize my own platform. So I won't be creating any more content on my other channel until that gets worked out. And so it's very, very extremely upsetting and frustrating for me to have to go through that, because I did a whole years of good work where I was giving out free readings and I was like literally helping people and trying to grow the platform. And so they decided, well, not even them, their AI system decided there's something wrong with my content. But nothing wrong with it to the point where they can't make money off of it, just saying that I can't make money off of it. And I would literally rather die than continue to be a slave to YouTube and its system. I would rather die than create. And because they keep saying, oh, create more content, you can reapply in 3 months, but they won't even tell me what it is that made me not qualify to be monetized. They're being greedy, and they're doing it to the wrong person. So anyways, that's the situation with that platform. The name of that platform is the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. If you end up watching all of the videos on this platform, I would say still go to that platform and watch the videos over there. But just know that I won't be posting anything new over there due to the fact that I have been completely mistreated and have been unjustly judged by an AI, and I can't even get a hold of no human on the other side of YouTube. There's no human that you can communicate with to get the situation fixed. So with that being what it is, I'm not going to make myself upset right now thinking about it, because it's made me extremely depressed and suicidal and wanting to just end myself. But yeah, I know that they don't give a fuck about that, so I'm going to let them just get the karma for screwing people over and letting a goddamn AI make decisions for them. Fucking idiots. So anyways, yeah, so if you go to the tagged products attached to this channel, you are going to see a lot of different products. Okay. I go through and I hand pick these metaphysical supplies. And just to let you guys know that my readings are timeless, which means it could be 20 years in the future you come across this video, there's going to be messages in here for you. I do suggest that you guys watch all of the readings on this platform and on my other platform at your leisure, because each reading is going to hold an Easter egg of knowledge to decode about your spiritual journey. And so my hopes are that through these readings, you guys learn how to use your discernment so that when you're in your day-to-day life, it just comes second nature for you to do so. Okay, just to let you guys know, if you've got personal questions, please do not spam the chat with that. Send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading, and then I will make your question a priority, okay? That's the way that I'm answering personal questions. It's a great deal right now, $20 for 20 minutes, starting probably September. In 1 month from now, it's going to be $30 for probably 25 minutes. So every year that goes by, I just up at another $10 every year that goes by that I'm consistently on here. Okay, so in the tagged products, you are going to see a bunch of different books, metaphysical supplies. I go through and I handpick these things, but I want to talk about a couple books that are dear to my heart, okay? The first one is called The Truth of God. It is an advanced intuitive living workbook, and it is written by Michael Steadman, Michaelsteadman. So the only reason I'm alive today is because of this book, okay? The techniques in this book have helped me overcome just about everything that's gone on in my life that's been unjust and unfair. And it's helped me to create a positive reality. So, I'm going to just talk about a couple of the techniques that are in this book that you will see me use throughout the reading. The first technique is the God technique. Now, the God technique gives you the ability to get out of the perspective of your ego so that you are looking out through the eyes of your source, your higher self, God, and so that you can raise your frequency. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. So you can raise your frequency and see everything from a higher perspective. Okay, so if you're dealing with witchcraft, demonic shit, low vibrational people, psychic attacks, I suggest that you get the truth of God. Use the God technique. Rise above whatever is going on. Okay? The second technique that I'm going to talk about, because I feel like once I can vibrationally get above something, then I can get past it. The second technique from this book that I'm going to talk about is the joy versus anger technique. And the joy versus anger technique gives you the ability to ask yes and no questions with your higher self, God, and get an immediate response back. And so whenever you see me asking a question in the reading, unless I'm asking the person that I'm reading for, I'm always using the joy versus anger technique. And it works on clairsentience, which is a gut feeling. So you're never going to get an incorrect answer. And when you can start being divinely led through your life, things get so much easier. There's so many tragedies that I've avoided just by using the joy versus anger technique. Now, sometimes when you use the technique and you get the answer no, you may want to know why it's a no. Then I would suggest that you use the 1-to-10 ratio technique, which this book will teach you how to get compatibility on any situation, 1 being the lowest compatible, 10 being the highest compatible. And it also talks about prayer. It's all about frequency, tools to creating a positive reality. There's so much stuff in here that's going to help you guys gain control of your reality and start creating the life that you want. The next technique I'm going to talk about is the mind technique. The mind technique is so important because we create our realities with our thoughts and our beliefs. So the mind technique gives you the ability to clear the thoughts and beliefs and emotions that are creating and influencing the reality that you are experiencing. And so, yeah. So you want to do that because then it shifts the reality that you are experiencing. So sometimes, anytime something comes up that I do not like, I go to using the techniques. And I don't answer personal questions about myself for many different reasons to protect my privacy. So please don't ask, okay? Okay. So if you are somebody that struggles with repetitive negative thoughts, okay, or you just have like a storyline that you've really bought into about yourself, and it's creating and influencing the reality that you don't want to see, then I would suggest that you use the technique out of this book that's called the preemptive strike. And it's where you take a journal. I suggest that you guys, when you're watching tarot, when you're watching any readings, that you have a tarot journal, okay, with you so that you can, and a pen. It's no sense having a journal if you don't have something to write with. But when a repetitive thought that you don't like comes up, write it down. When you write something down, it takes it from being in your mind to the realm of the mental and it puts it into the physical. And then what I will suggest that you do is use the mind technique, clear that thought and belief or sentence or storyline, and then use an affirmation, like create one that affirms to the universe what you do want instead of what you don't want. Okay. And then, of course, when you get messages through tarot, write them down. The second book that I'm going to talk about, so the Truth of God, Advanced Intuitive Living, written by Michael Steadman, is tagged in the or it's not, it's tagged in the products. I am not linking the links anymore in the description box because the links are only good for a certain amount of time. And then I have to like reset them. And so there's no point to continue to do that. So the second book I'm going to talk about is this book. It's a book that I've written. It's called Vassago, Vassago, Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, written by me, Astraea Love. Okay, so I'm going to explain this book. This book is going to teach you how to read cards for yourself and for other people. And so if you've ever tried to pull cards for yourself, you know how difficult it can be to get the truth because you're wanting to see a certain situation play out. So I also have tagged in the products and linked in, no, not linked, tagged on the products, the Quick and Easy Original Rider-Waite Tarot deck with the description on the cards. I feel like this is the best way, well, you want to use this deck because if you learn the interpretation from these cards, you can go to any specialty deck, and when they give you an abstract picture that has like nothing to do with the card, you will know what the card actually means. So when I answer questions for other people, I always keep this deck out because if I pull a card that I feel like does not represent the energy that that card is supposed to hold, then I go and I reference the original. So this book is going to teach you how to read cards for yourself and for other people. And I'm going to read the back of the book. Okay. And then we'll get into the reading. Okay, Astraea Love is a psychic / intuitive that has been living between the spiritual and physical world since she was a little girl playing with the fairies in her backyard. She has helped countless people find answers to their questions about their life's experiences with the help of the Most High God, providing inspiration in many forms. So throughout my lifetime, I have always been psychic, intuitive, spiritual. Well, I wouldn't say super spiritual because I grew up in Catholicism, and I'm not dissing religion. It's just I personally did not understand it. So I think if they would stop using Latin and stop with the weird ritualistic stuff, maybe people would be able to understand it more. But it is what it is, right? Okay. So I was introduced to the concept of Jesus, but never had a real experience with Jesus, not until way later on in life. And I would say it was more of a Christ consciousness experience. I didn't see Jesus appear out of nowhere and give me a message, like nothing like that. All right, so this book was inspired by the Ars Goetia spirit known as Vassago. He has assisted me in designing the different tarot card spreads. And also, I don't know why this is coming through, but stop believing rumors about me. Y'all do not know me, okay? Not personally. You know what I tell you about my life? Stop believing what other people say, okay? I'm sick of people coming towards me, asking me dumbass questions that are like literally somebody else's gossip. I don't care about gossip. I don't care about rumors. And I'm not going to confirm or deny any bullshit that people are talking because it's literally bullshit. It's made up. So I would stop listening to what other people say. If they say that they know me, no, the fuck they don't. I do not have one friend. I have friends on my platform, people that I connect with, like Shaman Maria and Fashionista. But besides that, I do not, and a couple other people as well, but that I can trust. But other than that, I do not have physical friends. So if you think that you're talking to somebody that says that they know me, no, the hell they do not. Just had to get that out there. And my readings, these readings are not about me. They're really not. If I give anything about my personal life, it's only because I've already gone through a lesson and learned something. And then I'm trying to share that with you so you can avoid trauma, you know, by having knowledge about it. Okay, so this book will assist you in getting past the blockage and in obtaining your spiritual truth that will set you on your divine life purpose, aka spiritual path. This book of never before created major arcana spreads references the standard Rider-Waite tarot deck for all explanations and includes spells and rituals for each of the 22 cards. And then different card combination descriptions are gifted from my years of practical knowledge and are included in the additional notes section. Also, by watching my readings, you are agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, responsible for yourself, and being responsible with any of the information being channeled here. Please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and is present, and the Holy Spirit is also present. And the divine realm, and the ancestors, and the angels, and all of that. And just another reminder, if you've got personal questions, do not spam the chat with that. Send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. And also, if you guys could like the video, I show up for you guys every day, even when I get bullied, even when people gang stalk me, harass me, make fun of me, call me all sorts of names, and berate me with their bullshit. I still show up for you guys. So if you guys could just like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. I need to see the likes getting up, because it feels to me like that people are coming on and they're purposely trying to block me by not liking the video, and they're purposely trying to block my content so that it can't be seen. And I do not like people that come on and ask me creepy questions like, am I single, da 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 da, shit like that. It's nobody's business. If you think if I had a relationship that I would tell anybody about it, when I already have people trying to sabotage what they know, what they don't even know that I have. Like literally the amount of witchcraft that I have to deal with in my day-to-day life because of the dumbass people that I used to know, and then because of the people that are online, is ridiculous. I should have been dead 100,000 times over. And I kind of wish that I was, to be quite honest. That way I wouldn't have to keep going through this. But it is what it is. So take advantage of the guidance while I am here. Okay, because I will not be here forever. All right, so somebody is like astonished that you're still in your destiny, that you're still on your chosen path, and that you're still getting to move forward. Somebody is like tripped out about that. Like, they're like, why hasn't my imprisonment spell worked? Why hasn't my, and it's like, these people could go on for days of why hasn't my spell worked? Look, when you're attacking a divine being, somebody that is covered by God, by the Holy Spirit, by the divine realm, whatever you consider to be divine, a higher self, all of that. When somebody is covered, they're doing exactly what God has asked them to do. You're not going to be able to touch those people. And you can never, somebody that doesn't have your genetic makeup, hasn't been through the experiences that you've been through, cannot be in your destiny. It would kill them instantly. Okay? If they tried to take your destiny, it would literally kill them, because these people can't surprise. They can't surprise you. They also cannot survive what you've been through. And for you, who you've become, it's not saying that you are your traumas, but who you've become is you that's overcome this, and this, right? All these different things. These people that are low vibrational losers that just want to hijack your destiny because they're lazy and they want a reward without having to do any work, and they think that this is still grade school and we can just copy each other's papers even though everyone has a different test. Those types of people are mentally retarded and delusional, okay? And they need mental health therapy. They can't even, literally, they have to cheat their way through everything. They can't ever step up and sit in your authority. They can never be who you're meant to be. They can never take your calling from you. Even if you decided to not answer the call from the divine and not do your calling, these people cannot take that from you. Literally. And if they attempt to, they're going to start going through all of the stuff. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. They're going to start going through all of the things that you have been through. Then they will not survive them, because they're weak people. They're weaklings. They're people that are so powerless that they feel that they have to resort to manipulation and witchcraft and going to the devil to have anything going in their life, because they know what they've done to you. They know, these people know what they've done. They could never approach God. They're too afraid to. And, you know, God is so loving. I don't know why anybody would be afraid to approach God, but yeah, that's just crazy. You know, if they would have a correct heart and, and I hate using the word repent, but, at least apologize to God for trying to block God's bigger plan for everything. These people need to take accountability, and they don't want to take accountability. So they're like awestruck that you are still in a position of power, that you are not brought low, that you're not being punished, that you're not being imprisoned, that you're not being like, What are these people? What's wrong with them? How can somebody who's the exact, let's get the likes up, you guys. Please and thank you. How can somebody who is literally, they don't even look like you. And it has nothing to do with the physical body, but energetically, they do not look like you. How can somebody who is the exact opposite of your energy switch places with you? That doesn't, like, if we look at universal law, that doesn't make sense. You can't switch places with somebody that when you hold when you're the opposite energy of that. Okay. And this is what people who do destiny swaps fail to realize, is that they want to become somebody, they don't really want to become somebody that's a good person. They just want the rewards that that good person is receiving because they're being good. That's it. And this person thinks that they've seen something about your destiny that makes it worth them, trying to win at all costs, sacrificing themselves and doing all sorts of heinous rituals and horrific demonic contracts and all of this stuff, which they're being deceived because the devil can't do anything either. But yeah, they think that this is going to work, and they think it's going to work out for them, and that it's not going to work out for you, but you're the only one in this situation that's been doing the work. So if you're doing the work is on yourself. It's going within and addressing the shadow. It's going within and healing traumas, healing that inner child wound. If you had a mother that was abusive, a father that was abusive, you going through the steps, taking actions towards having a better life and healing. These people are so afraid of their own trauma. They would, like, literally, and this is what happens when people destiny swap. So, like, let's say somebody is trying to exchange positions with you. Okay. And let's say that you grew up an orphan. You didn't have any parents. Now, all of a sudden, this person, because they wanted to switch places with you, their parents pass away and they're now orphaned. And it's not just that. It could be other things too. Like, let's say that you were in high school and you got your heart broke, you got cheated on, you got your heart broken 5 different times or whatever. Same exact thing. This person is going to be dealt with every blow that you were dealt throughout life. And because that's what makes you who you are, is how you get up and you keep going with your life. These people are going to be smacked out by the same situations that you survived. Even some of these situations, these people were trying to cause. And then they're not going to be able to step up to the plate and actually, execute the plan. They're not going to be able to become you. Even if they just want to be like you. These people are, like I said, the exact opposite of you. So that's crazy. Oh, thank you, you guys. Thank you for being so sweet. But yeah, so it's like these people, they don't even know what they're asking for, because they're asking for a whole bunch of trouble. 2 of Pentacles. And I do get that somebody is sensing that a message is coming in for you. You could have put some ships out to sail. You could be working really hard on a project, and your project is about to come into fruition, and it's going to bring you a lot of rewards. So you could be getting messages from the universe. You could be getting downloads. I know this last 8/8 portal that we just went through opened a lot of people's abilities up. So you could be getting messages, you could be getting feelings, you could be around certain people and start to feel nauseated or sick, where before you were okay being around their low vibration. Everybody was faced with a choice: either go through this low vibrational portal, demonic portal, or go through the one that's the Lion's Gate. And so the people that went through the Lion's Gate, like, they could be, look, you could have gone through the Lion's Gate, and this other person that used to hang out with went through the demonic portal, and all it does is bring a big separation between your guys' energy. And you guys could even be in the same room, but you'll feel like worlds apart from each other, because literally it is worlds apart. So I'm getting that you guys could get a message in the mail. You could receive a message from the divine, or, you could receive a message on your phone, like email or a text message or a letter. But it's going to put an end to an important thing that was going on, an important process. 9 of Wands. This letter that comes in, is going to make people feel a certain type of way. Let's get the likes up, you guys. We got 47 people watching and 18 likes on the video. I show up for you guys every day, even though I do not feel good every day of my life. I do not feel good, and I still show up and I do my best. Okay, even though I'm disabled and all of that. If you guys could just like the video, I don't want to have to beg for likes, but there's 51 people watching and only 18 likes on the video. So this Nine of Wands is talking about, you see how he's got a little bandage on his head? He or her, whatever the gender of this person is. This is talking about these other people being very decisive. Like they need to prepare for an assault because they were trying to assault you. And so now that energy is coming back to them. They also need to keep resources in reserve. And they're going to be surrounded by trouble. There's really nothing that they can do to get away with that because, like, this is the stupidity of these people. These people literally went to go curse your destiny, curse your life, curse your money, and then they went to go try to steal your destiny. So after they cursed you, they want to go steal a cursed destiny. Make it make sense. Not that God allowed this person to curse your destiny, but they definitely tried it. And then they went to go try to steal it immediately after, like an idiot. If you were going to want somebody else's destiny, you should probably bless that destiny and then try to take it, not curse it, and then try to take a cursed destiny. But the difference between you and these people is that these people, their destiny actually is cursed. Their lineage, their generations are very cursed, and it's due to what they've been doing in this lifetime. So they need to keep resources in reserve. This person could be looking at you as a way of income, or they look at you like, oh, I'll just trick them out of their money. I'll scam them. I'll make duplicate accounts using their face. Just let you guys know, I am only on YouTube. I'm not on TikTok. TikTok. If you ever see me over there, report it because it's a scammer. And if I ever get a TikTok, I'll let you guys know. But yeah. So this person could be wanting to impersonate you. They could be trying to do research in the field of work that you do because you make something look really easy. This person thinks that they can do it, but they have no skill set. They have nobody's trained them. They're not in touch with their spiritual team because if they were able to receive messages, their spiritual team would have been like, put this shit to rest, leave it alone. Like, let it go, And I get that you've been through a lot in life and it's really hard. Some of these wounds are extremely deep and it's okay. You're so loved by God. Know that when you give your wounds unto God and you continue to work on them, because for me, there are some days where like, I will think, oh, I finally have cleared the core thought or belief, or I finally have healed the core issue. And then here comes, another thought or belief. It's okay. Like we're human people. I mean, I'm an earth angel. You guys are earth angels, but we do have that human experience, even though we're spiritual beings having a human experience. It's okay if a wound doesn't get cleared in one try, if it doesn't get all healed. And you just got to think of it this way. If the wound took an entire lifetime or even multiple lifetimes to create and to wound you, then it may take, a month or 2 months or however long it's going to take to heal it. And that's okay. Just know that if you address it head on, you won't have to run away from yourself, and then you can do the shadow work and you will actually progress in life. So I just want to remind everybody that God is present right now, whether you believe it or not, and being cruel to me or labeling me, whatever, bullying me is not going to get you any favors. Okay? It's not. It'll just get you banned from the platform. That's it. And then if I even cry one tear because somebody is being mean to me, you will cry many, many tears for that. And it won't be my doing. It'll be the universe. Because you shouldn't be being disrespectful to other people for no reason. If you don't like me, go find somebody you do like and then watch them and be supportive of them. Stop being so toxic and negative. I never have bad things to say about the collective. I never get bad messages about the collective. But those of you that want to come over here and judge me and you don't even know me, go get a life and stay out of mine. There's a reason that I don't have friends in the physical. There's a reason that I do not congregate in groups of people. Four of Wands. Look, it looks to me like you guys are finishing projects. Maybe this is something that you've been doing with work. Maybe you're going to get a promotion. That would be really dope. That's too many cards at once. I really hope that you do get a promotion. If you guys have been wanting a promotion, sometimes it will take, especially if you got like a manager that favors other people, sometimes it will take you either getting close to somebody, okay, or filling out that application when the position opens up, filling out the application, putting it in so that you let your employer know that you are wanting a promotion. And then for some of you, this could be a project or a dream that you've been working on yourself. That's like a self-created project where you get to make your own hours, or you're working towards making your own hours. And I think that that's beautiful. And remember, you know, I was talking to the other psychic the other day when I was really upset, and I was just reminded that there's lots of people that work jobs that are not good for them, that are very toxic, low vibrational, that all it does is meet a financial need, and it doesn't do anything other than meet a financial need. And those are jobs I would say to walk away from. But then I look at my own situation and I can't walk away from it. So, you know, I understand the situation, but you guys don't be afraid to ask to be treated better. Don't be afraid to ask for a raise. And if your boss says, no, I'm not going to give you a raise. No, I'm not going to permanently hire you or bring you on. Ask your boss, what is it that you can do to change your performance? Say, what can I do to change my performance? What can I do to become hired on? Is there anything that I can do? Is there anything that you need help with that I can do so that I can start to elevate myself? Because this is where I want to be. And I'm not going to be happy and content staying in this lower position when I have all of this experience. So what is it that you're needing from me so that I can, you know, begin to elevate? And if they say, oh, well, we'll never consider you to elevate you or whatever, then I would say walk away from that job and go get another one. Okay. Immediately start looking for another job if you ever run into that situation, because literally that means that the company has no intention on hiring you full time because they don't want to give you benefits. They don't want to give you 401k. They don't want to be responsible for your well-being. And they're in some places in the world, in some states and all of that. If you're in the USA, there's right to work states where if you cut your hair, they can fire you the next day because they don't like your haircut. They don't have to give you a reason. Then there are states like California where they have to give you like 3 verbal warnings, 3 written warnings, and they have to go through a process, right? So just know what the laws are in the place that you're at, and then, you know, stay away from traps. Like if somebody says, oh, come to this other country and be my nanny, be my whatever, stay out of those traps, okay? Because people are becoming enslaved by going to other countries, and the moment that they meet their employer, that employer takes their visa, takes their what do you call it, passport and all of that, and doesn't allow them to leave. And that's called slavery. So just be aware, okay, that stuff like that is out there and it does exist. So what I'm getting is that these people, there's not going to be an easy answer how they're going to get through this problem, okay? Because 6 of Wands, because they're looking at you, seeing you getting, you know, like public reward, success, and honor, and praise, and rewarded for the work that you've already completed. And this person is like, how can I sabotage that? How can I make money off of it? How can I be a part of it? They can't. How can I swap destinies with this person? They can't. They're going to have to just give up on that, because literally it's not in the cards for them. It's never going to be in the cards for them. They should go after what their calling is, because it would make them actually happy. Welcome in, Teresa. it would actually make them happy. Three of Swords. But this person, you know, they're upset. Maybe you've got a divine masculine or divine feminine that's coming towards you. This person is upset because they've had to end a relationship, marriage separation, that type of thing, cruelty, abuse, and separation. Don't take any, if you have an ex that wants to come back, or if you've got somebody that wants to come towards you that has an ex that wants them back, just tell that person, like, you know, if you find out that they're married, like, become unmarried before we decide to date, because you don't want to get yourself mixed up in a situation. And I totally understand when you get lied to. I was lied to with the person that I was married to. I had no idea he was married. He completely lied to me, and I was deceived for 6 months. And then I was like, this relationship is over. Like, you get divorced within 30 days or you will never see me again. And he actually did it. But you know, knowing what I know now, I should have walked away from his dumb ass. So yeah, if somebody's in a relationship, you know, already, don't jump into that type of situation. Make that person, you know, do the right thing. And if there's somebody that's very abusive that wants you to be their punching bag, I would walk away from those people as well. Shit, run away from them. If you have to convert into a religion, again, like I was saying, I'm spiritual, but I am not a religious person. There's never been a religion that I've understood or that I've been like, oh yeah, this is for me, right? And I'm not dissing people that have found a religion. I'm just saying for me. But I'm also saying that if somebody's like, convert to this religion to be with me, that's a big red flag, okay? In my eyes. You should be able to remain your authentic self in any relationship that you're in. You shouldn't have to change the core of who you are, to be with someone else. I just heard a spirit guide say her. Who is her? Can we get some clarity? Judgment. Look. Walking judgment. You are walking judgment for these people. I get that judgment was called on your behalf, but it took a lot of stuff going down for this judgment to be called. Also, this relationship, if somebody was trying to attack you because they're thinking that you're going towards their husband or their wife based upon lies, people really need to find out the truth before they just start doing any random attack on any person. Okay? They need to find real, legitimate proof, and there is none, that you are messing around with this person's spouse. So, and I understand everybody makes mistakes. Just once you've made a mistake and you recognize it, don't go back and make that mistake again. I don't care how good the sex is. I don't care how good the money is. No. Okay? If you hear any weird sounds, I have neighbors that are doing band practice. So, yeah. So this person needs to find a new career because they're out of a job right now. And they're pissed off because they are wounded from trying to take your destiny. They weren't able to uphold something, and now they're pissed. And they're seeing you get all this success and rewards and loving people coming towards you, and they're like, well, where's my blessing? And it's like, well, when did you ever bless others? This is what these people need to ask themselves. When was the last time I blessed another person? Or have I just been demanding shit from people? Because that's what it feels like. King of Pentacles. There's a King of Pentacles that called for judgment on these people because they owe money. And I feel like your finances are finally becoming stable and you are a self-sufficient person. And even if you don't have like $200,000 extra in your bank account, you still are surviving. Okay. You've got somebody that is like really owes a lot of money. They owe a lot of money. Like I'm talking about like from 50,000 to like 5 million. They've borrowed a lot of money. Okay, and they need to pay it back, and they're looking at you like you're some type of like money tree or something like that. If they just come shake shit up with you, that money will just drop out of your pockets and then they can pick it up and go pay their bills. Tell these people to get a job and a life of their own. And I was just hearing, stay away from mail order brides. Okay, you don't know who these people are. If you want a wife, go to a community meeting, go to something in the community. Okay, don't be going on the internet and ordering a wife off the internet. I literally knew in the past, I knew of somebody that was a mail order bride, and they were working every day diligently trying to unalive the person that brought them to the US. Okay, so that they could get out of the relationship with this person, putting stuff in their food. Like literally, I witnessed so much shady shit from that person. So you just, you can't trust people. Not like that. This King of Pentacles could be in their 40s, or they could be in their 50s, or they could be in their 60s. They're definitely an established person. They have many businesses. They have many different like accounts. What I'm seeing, offshore accounts, they've got lots of money, and they get money by borrowing it to people, investing in people's business ideas or whatever, and then they get a return on that. So that's how this person makes their money. But whatever this business venture that they invested in with this other person, some truth has been exposed. And it could be that you are the content creator behind whatever this is. And so this King of Pentacles cannot patent a product or make something, okay, that you have your hands on because it belongs to you. And this person that hasn't even shown up in the reading yet lied to them and said it would belong to them. And now, obviously the King of Pentacles is not stupid. When they invest in any type of project or product or whatever business idea, they do the research to make sure that that wasn't stolen from somebody else, or manipulated. And this is what this person has come to the realization, that they were completely manipulated by someone that just thought that they could use witchcraft on them. And you never know who's protected and who's not. Five of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles to the Five of Pentacles. When I tell you that this person that tried to steal your destiny is so beyond broke, and remember what I was saying, they tried to curse you to become mentally ill, to become sick, to try to hex you and all this other stuff that literally goes against like just being a good person. They tried to do all of this stuff to you, and now they're the ones, they're getting what they asked for. They wanted your destiny. Now they've got to go through everything. They're not actually getting your destiny, but they've got to go through everything that you've been through. And not only that, they've got to survive it if they can survive it. And there was a time when you were homeless, where you didn't have a place to live, or where you could barely pay your bills. Whatever the situation was, now this person's in it. And this King of Pentacles is like, I don't care about your sob story. You shouldn't have lied to me. Ace of Wands. This is showing me that whatever projects that you have that you're working on, God is going to back. And so it means like that. See how this hand is coming. The ace cards come from God. This hand is coming out of nowhere. So somebody could be thinking like, well, how did they gain all of this success? All of a sudden, this is just taking off. It's just going, and it's like, you've done the work. You worked on the projects. You wrote the book. You painted the painting. You did the dance. You acted and sang, whatever it is that you love to do. You actually did it. So that's why God's coming in to boost whatever you have done. And this could be a really good time for you guys to start a family, because you have a lot of stability coming in. Maybe this message that you guys end up getting is going to have to do with you being able to start a family. Queen of Wands. This is one of the people that was doing this to you. Okay. This person is a fraudulent person. They're a fake, bitch, and fraudulent weirdo. And now they're in the Five of Pentacles. They're broke. They feel wounded because they started a spiritual war with God. thinking that it was you. And well, everyone's higher self is God, but you know, like this person's not in touch with their higher aspect. So they were thinking that they were starting a war with you, but really they're in their reality, they're just getting what they asked for. They wanted your life and your destiny to be cursed. Well, this person literally cursed the same destiny that they then tried to steal. So now they're being afflicted with sores, with bite marks. Like this person's being spiritually tormented and demonically tormented and haunted. Okay. This Queen of Wands. And she could be very attractive. She could have been like, yeah, I want their beauty. I want their this. I want their that. But then trying to curse it at the same time. I would be like, any inflammation, any anger, any extra weight, any change to my appearance that was not of my doing, that was under the influence of these people, I demand justice, I call for judgment, and I ask that it be a full reversal of all effects of cursing, hexing, jinxing, and whatever other nonsense that exists out there, a full reversal of all of it. You know, in Haiti, I listen to a lot of stuff about Haiti because I'm just intrigued by it. So shout out to all the Haitians out there. But in Haiti, if somebody uses witchcraft to unalive another person, if the family of that person that the person was unalived, if they find a practitioner that's stronger than the one that unalived them, they can have a reversal done and that person will come back as a zombie. But they'll have limited memories about their life before. And usually people will, in Haiti, they'll unalive, and this is, you know, voodoo. They'll unalive somebody with witchcraft, then go and raise them up and make them become a servant to them, right? Because then they can control them totally. But just remember, God is the ultimate magician, if you want to look at it that way. So yes, it's not outlandish and it's not difficult. I've seen God do things that I don't think voodoo could ever do, like literal miracles where somebody was in their 40s, they had just about like 35 years at least, they started doing the witchcraft stuff and being initiated and the bloodletting and all of that when they were like 5 years old. They grew up in it. And they had done so many spells on people, putting people in comas, car accidents, taking people's lives, et cetera, et cetera. And I literally saw God undo everything that person had ever done magically, like in the blink of an eye. So God can do anything. These people underestimate you and they underestimate the creator. And this Queen of Wands is like not taking accountability for the reason that they're in the Five of Pentacles. They have an addiction problem and they don't pay their bills correctly. Four of Swords. So this situation is coming to a halt, which means that, you know, it's not going to be able to continue to move forward because judgment has been called. And not only has judgment been called on the Queen of Wands, but also the King of Pentacles. So I'm getting that the King of Pentacles is now attached to a bunch of negative karma that they're going to have to go through. And that karma is going to put them in a position to where they literally are no longer a King of Pentacles. And that's just the way it is. This is why you have to be careful who you help and who you invest in. This King of Pentacles is lucky that he figured out that this Queen of Wands was not the originator of this content or writings or whatever. This King of Pentacles is lucky before he had invested in this Queen of Wands, like even more. He's just lucky. I consider him to be lucky right now to even found out about it, you know, but this is why you can't trust people that lie. And this is why this King of Pentacles does the research. I think he should, from moving forward, do the research before he lends any money. But I get that sometimes it takes to get all of the copyright checked and all of that. It takes a little bit to get the research done. The Six of Pentacles is what just flew out. So it's a total flip-flop of a situation. These people, they were able to make their monthly payments. Okay, they were able to divvy out resources to others. They were able to act like a cocky, I want to say brash, cocky, arrogant person with their money. This Queen of Wands watched her family struggle financially, like her mother, her sisters, her brothers, that type of thing. her own children while she was sitting there gloating with all of this money she got from the King of Pentacles, wasting it all. If I had family members that were in need and I got a large sum of money, first of all, I would do the right thing. I would protect that money, would get a financial advisor, and then I would invest the majority of it. And then whatever I had left over, I would literally, give as a donation to my family members. And then I would just live a humble life and just keep the rest of the money invested so that it makes more money. That's what I would do. And this person didn't do that. She was flaunting the money, buying new cars, buying, trying. I don't get that she purchased a house, or maybe she did. Maybe she got a mortgage for a house, but literally, she's losing this job. She's losing this house, and she's lost a lot of credibility and success. Okay. She's lost a lot. This person was also slandering you in the place of business that she was working in, trying to get people to turn against you so that they wouldn't figure out that she was using your content. This Six of Pentacles talks about you gaining control of your financial issues, you being able to make payments, things coming into alignment for you, you being blessed. These people, well, at least the Queen of Wands wanted you concerned about your self-worth, doubting yourself so that you would walk away from a golden opportunity when it presented itself. And what I'm getting is that you've developed an understanding of how money works, like that you have a relationship with money. See, money is not the root to all evil. It's not exactly money. It does have to do with money, but it's not the money itself. Money is just paper. It's a tool. Okay. It represents a resource, something that because the money is not as much of the goal as what you are going to use that money to get. That's the goal. But, yeah, money is just a tool. And so your relationship with money, I would be saying money comes into me easily. Money comes into me fast. When money comes in to be with me, money comes in and it lasts. And I will also be saying that, that every time I make a payment, I'm grateful for the service I received. And that money, whatever I paid out, is returned to me tenfold or 1,000-fold. And then, donate when you feel like you should donate, but don't be pressured to donate. Don't donate your last. Okay. If you've got only $20, don't donate with the intention that if you donate, you will receive a blessing, because that's taking away from the pure hearted intention of you just donating to something that makes you feel good. Right? So just know that in the back of your mind that when you do donate, you do become blessed. But if you're only donating so that you can receive money back or you can receive some type of blessing, then you're not doing it from the correct space emotionally. It should be just about, for me, when I go out to eat and they're like, oh, or I'm going to get food or whatever it is, and they're like, would you like to donate to Primary Children's or St. Jude's? I say no a lot of the times. I do not say yes to that because those organizations are fake. A lot of them, the money does not go to the actual children. It goes to the people running the charities, and it's a big fraudulent thing. And so a lot of celebrities tie their money up in charities so that they don't have to pay taxes on it. So anyways, think about it. If a celebrity begins a charity and then they donate their money into that charity, that money is not going to be taxed and it's still in their charity. That means that they've just got that money sitting over there in their own charity that they still have access to, and they don't have to pay yearly taxes on it. So think about that and just use your discernment. If you feel like, somebody is, because there are some times that I do donate, but I always use my discernment. So yeah, do not be fooled. The world is filled with illusions, and we're here to break those illusions. Temperance. So you've got Archangel Michael looking after your finances, helping you balance things, so that you're not overspending, so that you're not spending what you don't have, and that you're able to save. And I feel like my main priority is to get money to pay my bills, and then to have the bare necessities. Always reminds me of the Jungle Book when I say that. But the bare minimum, because I'm a minimalist, and then the rest is going into me saving for the future, because I can't rely on the government to do right by me. I can only rely on God to do right by me. I've tried relying on the government, and they shit on me, and they treated me like I was a piece of human garbage, and that's on them. They're going to have to deal with the consequences of that. Every person that's alive deserves to be provided for or given the ability to provide for themselves. And I like why I said that at the beginning about my other platform. I would rather literally die than create more content for YouTube to just make money off of while they deny me the ability to make money off of my own content. I would rather die, like literally. I'd rather go get a 9-to-5, even though I can't work a 9-to-5. I'd rather do anything the fuck else than other than that. So, you know, they probably don't care because they have so many creators here that are stupid that once they get denied for monetization, even though YouTube has monetized it anyways, they're going to keep trying to create to appease YouTube. No, they're doing this out of greed. Okay. It has nothing to do with advertisers. It has to do with greed. That's what it has to do with. Let these people fall into the pit that they dug for you. King of Cups. I also get that you guys are very wise people, and look, they're like, shut up, shut up. What do I have to shut up for? Why can't I speak the truth about what they're doing to me? Why do people think that they have the right to abuse others, use and abuse others? Why do they think that they have the right to use and abuse people and then silence them? No, I'm sorry, but if you abuse and abuse me, I'm going to talk about it. Point blank, period. And if you don't want me talking about it, you can't do shit about that because it's the truth. I'm not making nothing up. It's not defamation if I'm just literally stating the facts of exactly what happened. That's not no defamation. If these beings that are so oppressive and demonic that own these companies, like I'm disgusted with the person that owns Amazon, these people treating their employees that way. If they want to continue to go down that path of being a piece of human garbage and treating everybody like that, then they better get ready for people to make videos about it and talk about it and spread it to everywhere. They literally had better get ready for that. And they're not going to penalize, you or me or anybody else. And if they want to try to threaten to take away this platform, then I'll probably end up taking them to court, or I just won't do it anymore. Because it's toxic. Most of it's toxic anyways, the feedback that I've been getting. So, I'm not going to stay silent just because these people are wanting to cover up the fact that they're being fraudulent scammers. And I'm sure that if enough people leave this platform or TikTok or any of the other platforms, if there's a significant amount of people that have been denied access to make money, like I'll straight up go and delete every fucking video that I've ever made. Okay. Like on that other platform, they will not be allowed to make not one dime off of it. They keep trying to encourage me to go make more videos for them so that they can make money off of it. And I can't. What type of shit is that? That's how you treat your employees. Okay. You may be a big CEO company or whatever, but, you know what? You continue to do that to lots of people. You cause lots of tears to roll down people's faces. Don't be surprised when that energy comes back. And I know and because I'm hearing the demons complain right now, so I know that these people are demonic. But the King of Cups, you guys have access to wise counsel. This could be a father figure, a friend, a cousin, an uncle. And they do. They want you to be afraid that if you speak out against them, then you'll lose what you have. No, you can't do that. You can't tell people that they can't tell the truth about a situation that should have never occurred. You can't say that. And considering that throughout this entire experience, I still have not spoken to a human being. I have spoken only to the AI system that they have. They won't even give you a human to talk to about it. And they won't tell you what it was about your videos or what it was about your content that was not good enough. They want you to just guess or something. Read through our there every other week they're changing the terms and conditions. Read through our terms and conditions and just figure it out. Like what? If you had a problem with something I was doing or saying, probably because I talk about God and pray, whatever it is, then you need to be able to come up. If you're going to deny access for somebody to make money on their own content, and I'm just warning you guys, if you're wanting to become a content creator, that this is what's going on. If they're going to be in this denial mode to everyone, not to everyone, but to most people, okay, then they need to come up with actual legitimate reasons as to why they have denied, why they put monetization on it, but then they denied you to make money off of it. This is like right now what YouTube's doing. It's probably better to go to TikTok, to be quite honest. You'll probably get a better response to going over to TikTok. And speaking of TikTok, like they will take somebody's shit down at the drop of a dime for no reason and not even explain to you why they've done that. But then they allow Perez Hilton to do what he did for like 30 minutes to an hour on his page. And they didn't take the shit down. Like literally. That's insane. Okay, so we know what powers, the powers that were, because these are not the powers that be. These are the powers that were. We're the ones that are calling judgment on they dumbass. On this. We're calling judgment on the devil. And every person in every situation where we've had enough and we're definitely tired of it. Yes, and then they try to stalk to intimidate. Like literally. And you just have to know, yeah, it's as a form of witness suppression. Yeah, they do. They literally do. It's so manipulative. It's so manipulative. These people think probably that, they're the ones that hold the keys. They've got the ring of power. Okay, well, good for you. That connects you to the evil that exists. We all know what the ring of power does to people. They're the one that's got the ring of power, or they're the gatekeeper, right? It's kind of like how Hollywood is. And then they try to punish the people that speak out against their abuse and neglect and all of that stuff. What do they think people are going to do? Just stay like, why would we be, when we've already been messed over to the ultimate max and lost everything, literally lost everything? Denying our ability to provide for ourselves and have a job, denying this, denying that. Why would they think that we would be, after losing fucking everything, why would they think that we would be afraid to speak out when we've already lost everything? And been brought low as hell. And I'm thankful for the opportunity, but the amount of money that they take out is crazy for themselves. Greed, manipulation, okay? These people have billions of dollars and they want to stop the regular schmegular person. They want to treat us like garbage, even though we're the ones that are making them those millions and billions of dollars. And I know when I take my energy out of something, the collective consciousness of the human race begins to do the exact same thing. I have noticed that. When I pull away from something, everybody starts to pull away from it. Literally. Four of Cups. Definition of a failed destiny swap right here. These people are emotional, but not for the right reasons. Like they should be sorry because of what they tried to do to you. But look how dissatisfied they are with what the devil has given them. It's never, like, these people are so greedy and needy that it's never going to be enough. Even if they're given the whole damn world, that still won't be enough. Like these people, it's, you know what it's giving? Okay, if you guys haven't seen Dune, I don't want to ruin it for you, but Dune is an amazing, they've got a TV show. I think they've only got one season of the TV show. It's really good. It's based off of books. And then they've got movies. Dune 3 is going to be coming out soon. Okay, if you know about Dune, there's a character called the Baron. And he's basically like this really obese guy that's got this propulsion system, like mechanical stuff like installed into his body so that he can float like weightlessly. Anyways, he has an insatiable hunger, like an insatiable greed and all of that. And yeah, he's like the most destructive being that's in that entire universe. So these people, I just heard a loss of appetite. This Queen of Wands could already be very thin, and now they're having a loss of appetite. That's not good. I'm also getting that this person feels a loss of interest in the normal things that used to make them happy, and they don't know what to do with their lives. This Queen of Wands is like, well, I'm getting denied. I'm getting, I don't want what the devil's giving me. I'm getting denied. They know that they can't go to God, not seriously, until they go and apologize, and try to make amends. But they're becoming this Queen of Wands is becoming solely dissatisfied because they want material possessions. Now, whether they have to use a man to get those possessions or use a person, they don't care who they have to use. You know what I mean? And so they literally don't care who they use and abuse. And yes, gossip shows up like witchcraft. It really does, because it's somebody trying to use word magic. Yeah, this Queen of Wands needs to find something within themselves that can make them happy. Because I look at this. You see how that hand is coming out of nowhere, offering them a cup? This person doesn't want to take what the devil has to offer. Why did they make an offer? Why did they make a deal with the devil if they don't want what the devil has to offer? I'm pretty sure that they sign a contract and it's in the fine print of what you're getting. This person is like, I didn't get what I asked for. Or now that what I asked for, I just don't want. Wow. All they had to do is go within themselves and realize that they're the reason that they're not happy, that they're either happy or not happy. And then it's them that's going to be the way to get happy or to not get happy. It's never going to be somebody else. The Chariot. I also get that this person thinks that, they've got to give up a vehicle here. Like they can't pay their car note. While it looks like you're getting maybe a new vehicle, maybe you're getting, your car fixed, maybe you're getting new tires, you still have the ability to move around. This Queen of Wands is super pissed off because you're overcoming a lot of like depression and illness and sickness that they were sending. And they don't like the fact that you can move around so easily. This Queen of Wands is the type of person that feels like if they don't know where you physically are, like whether that's through the internet or like what your street address is, if they don't know where you physically are, then they can't send the witchcraft to you. It's not going to work. And I agree, the witchcraft's not going to work. I don't think it has anything to do with where you're located or not located. It has to do with divine ancestors and the tomfoolery. But yeah, and then it just being low vibrational internet, Google search magic or witch talk magic that is literally not, I don't consider that to be real magic. I like, no, nobody's going to be afraid of that. Nobody's going to even be moved by that. In fact, those people end up crashing out because their stuff backfires continuously. So you're getting to move forward at a very quick rate, and a lot of new beginnings are coming in. You've opened the correct door. And I was using this analogy yesterday because when I was a child, The Labyrinth with David Bowie in it was like my favorite movie. In fact, I'm adopted. I used to think that David Bowie was my dad. I was like, that's my dad. He's going to come one day and just pick me up and take me to go live with the goblins or the trolls, whatever they are. I literally thought that when I was little. But yeah, so funny. This person is like, in the labyrinth, there's a part where she's trying to get to the center of the labyrinth to save her brother. And there's these two doors that keep switching places with each other. And one leads to like certain death and the other one leads to the center of the labyrinth. And these doors can speak because the knockers on them, like how you would, the old school knockers where you would use it to knock. It's like a hoop. So they deceive her and she enters into the wrong door anyways. But that's what's giving, is that this person went into the wrong door, you went into the right door, and now they're complaining because it's certain death for them. If you guys haven't seen that movie, it's definitely worth a watch. It's pretty old, but it's still a good movie. The Five of Swords. This person, look at all these people that they've messed over. They're still in the mindset. They're in this mindset of like thinking that their opinions are what matters the most. So maybe people have boosted this Queen of Wands ego up to the point where they believe that literally their opinion is the only opinion, and that's not true, you know? I'm also getting that this person is trying to have you judged. They were trying to have you judged because of your political stance. You're never going to see me judge people because of whatever they believe in politics, because I'm not a politics person. But I do see the people who are way the hell out there be acting deranged and stuff like that, you know, being in some type of psychosis. I do see those people. So I will speak on that. But I'm getting that this person was trying to just nitpick you, find anything that they could try to have God judge you over. Even God doesn't care about politics. Like, God cares about the human race coming to God, coming to the awareness that their higher self is God and making that connection and building it. That's what God cares about. And this beautiful green earth continuing to flourish and thrive along with the universe and every other part of the creation. So as far as what is cared about, this person's opinions don't really matter, not in a bigger picture, because they're not tied to anything that has the highest and best good of all involved. This Queen of Wands was doing something illegal to steal a project or steal a business or steal a position from you. And now they can't uphold that position because it's not for them. In fact, it's actually causing them more problems than it was blessings. And they owe the King of Pentacles money. And literally, they were doing something illegal. If they were signing your name on stuff, they've gotten caught. This person could be like a ghostwriter, taking your content and then sending it to somebody else and saying, oh yeah, check out what I just wrote. That's called plagiarism. You can't do that. So they're facing some type of public shame and dishonor as well. Not only because they were being very mean to their own family members, when they had the money right in front of them. See, why this Queen of Wands hates you so much is that they've got to pay this money that they got in advance from this King of Pentacles back. And their family members have abandoned them because literally this person saw their family member struggling, suffering in severe poverty, and did not live when they had the money, flaunted it in their faces, acted like she was better than them, and did not help them out of it. So now she's lost support from family, friends, and the devil is like, oh, you don't want what I have for you? Well, you shouldn't have signed your name on with your own blood and whatever nonsense on that contract. You don't like what I'm giving you? The devil doesn't even have to keep its word. It can literally trick you into signing a contract and then not give you anything. This is how the devil's feeling. Well, since you're not happy with what I gave you, I guess I'll just take everything back. But only the devil's going to take a lot more than what it gave. And this Queen of Wands is going to blame you and think that you did witchcraft when you're over here minding your business. And they are the one that knowingly did a deal with the devil. That's hilarious. How people will be like, oh, they must be doing witchcraft. And it's really Archangel Michael protecting you and just not allowing their magic to go through. Eight of Wands. This Queen of Wands, what I dislike about her the most is that she was trying to keep you in a crossroads, not knowing which direction to go, not knowing what to do next, and being confused about yourself. She was trying to do this and she wanted it to last forever. And she thought that the devil could make that happen. And the devil was never going to do anything to you. It's, only going to mess with the people that call upon it And that's why when other people have demonic energies around them, it could be generational, or it could be the fact that they themselves have made a covenant with a low vibrational energy. Yeah, the Ace of Cups and Justice is what just flipped over. So you're beloved by the Most High. This is the difference between, like, God still loves this other person, but as it's not the same way. You have favor. And this is why I feel like if you want to begin a project, if you want to start a family, if you want to do something new, if you want to get a new place to live, do it. Don't let these people or anything going on in your life block you from you getting a promotion. Talk to your boss, take actual actions, take steps, because the universe is taking steps to bring you justice so that the scales will be balanced. Universal law dictates that the scales must balance. That's why we can't just get rid of evil ultimately and abolish it, because things would then be out of balance. So there's got to be a balance. And how this situation had swung way out of balance to the dark side, now it's being swung to the light side. And this person had their day. Your destiny wasn't destroyed, but it was delayed for a little while this person was trying to live in your energy and answer your calling. Okay, and now things are going to come in very rapidly. A lot of success, a lot of new people, a lot of sales. If you've got a book, if you've got a product, the floodgates are getting ready to open, and blessings are going to be poured out of abundance, just poured all through you. Okay. And so don't restrict yourself. Keep your heart open and allow those blessings to flow through you and to the people that they're meant to bless, because you're going to be blessed so that you can bless others. And that's one thing that this Queen of Wands never had in mind. They never thought about blessing anybody else. They only thought about their own greed and selfishness, and they didn't care what they were doing to you. They only cared about what they could get out of doing witchcraft on you or whatever. They literally just, it's a lack of care. I do get that this person could even have children. For some of you, the Queen of Wands does have kids. For some of you, thank God she doesn't. Because she can't. Page of Wands. Look, couldn't it be any more accurate? The page cards represent children. So if she's thinking that she can make another deal with the devil and sacrifice one of her kids, now there are different types of sacrifices. So if you go to other countries like Haiti or even South America, they do sacrifice in their religious rituals, like chickens, goats, cows, whatever, that type of thing. Animals, basically pigeons, stuff like that. But this type of sacrifice is not an animal sacrifice, and it's definitely, it's like giving somebody, it's like an energetic sacrifice. Where somebody, and this Queen of Wands already tried to do this to you. So you're getting a message of confirmation right now that, yeah, that was done, but it backfired and it failed. So literally, this Queen of Wands is thinking okay, I will just sacrifice to this entity, whatever this devil entity is, because I don't believe in one devil, and I know for a fact it's not Lucifer. Lucifer is not a devil, but there are devils, there are low vibrational energies, let's just say that, and entities that do want, if you look at the Necronomicon, those types of beings, okay? So there's many devils, but this Queen of Wands is thinking well, I wasn't able to sacrifice the chosen star seed to the devil because it wasn't allowed for some reason. This person's such an idiot. They would never call you the chosen star seed, but that's the truth, of why it didn't work. And why it was a temporary thing and a delusion. She's thinking, what else do I have that I can sacrifice? If she wants this fame and public recognition and reward so bad, why doesn't she just sacrifice herself like other people do and sell her own soul? Even though we can't sell our souls, try to tell these people that. They won't believe it. she's going to try to sacrifice the life of her innocent child, and this child is more protected than she is, and it's going to backfire, and it's going to end up her being the sacrifice, and this child could very well grow up without a mother, and that's sad. Don't wish that upon anybody. But it might actually be better for this kid to not have this person as a mother, because what they were going to do is give this child up to this entity so that this entity could possess the child and do whatever it wants through it. Because, you know, these entities that don't have physical bodies, they want to jump into a person so that they can have sex, they can take control that, and they can have an experience. They want to feel, they want to, you know, with a human body. So, yeah. But yeah, literally, this person's getting karma for that. They should have never, ever thought about doing that to their own kid. That I could not imagine. See, I would, if I had a child, I would love my child so much that there's no way that I would protect it. I would never give it up to an entity or another person to use. This person seriously needs to have their kid taken from them. Knight of Wands. This could be literally the next person in line to get sacrificed. I'm also getting the Knight of Wands could be the father of this child. And maybe the Knight of Wands now is like, yeah, I want custody of the kid because you're obviously not doing anything to take care of it. So, you know, you might as well just let me take care of it. This Queen of Wands is so broke and broken that literally she's like, no, I want child support. She doesn't want the child. She wants child support. That's a big difference right there. And how fake, like her own child knows that she's a fake witch and knows that the only reason that she wants this kid anywhere near her is so that she can get money for it. She knows that. The Emperor. And you're over here bossing up. You're the one that can call the shots. Even though that person on the card looks old, you guys are not old people. You can be an emperor and empress at 20. But yeah, it looks like you either have an emperor coming in or you are in the energy of the emperor. You're mastering your own emotions. You're taking control of the situation. You're not letting people get you down. And you have not once, through all of this process, you have not once like betrayed God. Like how this Queen of Wands completely betrayed God and went to the devil. Why? Like she could have just gone to God and asked for a blessing. But then most likely she would have been met with resistance because she hasn't done anything to deserve a blessing. Now she feels like she can't go to God at all, which is not true. She can go to God at any point. God loves us all, every single one of us, even the people that do the worst things in the world. God even loves the devil, literally. If you look at the story of Job, and again, I don't believe the Bible God is real God, but if you look at the story of Job, you see that the devil and God are pretty much besties. They've always been besties. So yeah, this Knight of Wands is like, I want to take you to court. I want to get custody of this child. And they're not really a good parent either, but they're going to be a better parent than the Queen of Wands. Ace of Swords. And you just need to know that God is protecting you. And so is Archangel Michael. You are being divinely protected here. I'm also hearing Gabriel, Archangel Raziel. You guys have a lot of angelic connections. And so when it comes to breaking through your walls, let's give you that Miley Cyrus video where she's like on a wrecking ball. This person just thinks that they're going to rent a wrecking ball and then come to wherever you're at and break the walls down, and metaphorically, not really doing that, but they think that they can get into your energy by using, you know, a wrecking ball or whatever, like whatever, maybe a spiritual crowbar. I don't know what it is that they think that they can do, but look, they're going to be facing, literally, they're going to be facing God's protection, and they're not getting past this big sword coming out of the sky. That's giving like Project Blue Beam when I think of that, but Yeah, they're not getting past that protection. And your intellectual projects are protected. This King of Pentacles already knows that whatever this content or this creation, it belongs to you. And like I've said, I would literally I would rather die than let somebody else make money off of what's mine, what I've worked for. These people have a lot of balls thinking that, well, at least this Queen of Wands has a lot of balls thinking that she could just do that to somebody, take what they worked for and then exchange, because this person knows the bad karma that they've racked up treating everyone like garbage and disregarding other people's needs and being self-centered and only caring about themselves and being addicted to drugs and all this other stuff. They know the type of life that they're leading. That's why they wanted to switch places with you. So if you ever start to feel karma that you know doesn't belong to you, call for judgment immediately. Say, God, I call for judgment immediately. Because I know that this karma is not mine, and I'm not going to spend not 1 second of my life paying somebody else's karmic debt. And this is what this person tried to do to you in another lifetime, and they think that they're going to come back and finish the job. Yeah, I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. In fact, I know they're not going to be able to, because now they have to fight with their baby daddy, with their kid, with the devil. How offended the devil is with this person is hilarious to me. Seriously, they could have just, worked through their karma and then gone to God and apologized and started to do the right thing. But that would require change and working on yourself. And it would also require loving yourself. This Queen of Wands doesn't love herself. She loves the idea of herself, but doesn't actually love who she is. That's why she wants to shape shift into whoever you are so that she can take on your face and wear it like it's hers. And this is how I know that you're dealing with a crazy ass person. And their little Google, Yahoo textbook magic that they Google or TikTok magic does not stand a chance when it comes to the protection the Most High can provide. It's just not, it's not even comparable. Six of Cups. I also get that this Queen of Wands is like, are they ever going to have a child? This is what they want to know about you. Are you going to have a child? And then they want to know if they can sacrifice your child to the devil. Which if you ever have a child and something starts to go wrong with your child, take it to the doctor, obviously, and then go to doing a cleansing ritual and a reversing ritual. Okay. And you can Google how to do those or prayers, all that stuff. Like, don't just allow it to keep going on. There was times in my life when I was a child where I was being hit with witchcraft and stupid shit. And my mother just didn't know, she was a Catholic. She didn't know about all this other stuff. So I'm glad that I know about it now. And I've been able to reverse the people that tried to sacrifice me and all that stuff when I was younger. So this Queen of Wands wants to know if you're going to have children. She believes in her mind, her delusional ass mind, that you do not deserve to have children or any form of happiness. And this is why God is protecting you and your kids. If you've got them, if you don't have them, you might end up having them someday. But yeah, they will be divinely protected just like you are. Because they'll also be, you'll be the one raising them, so they'll be good people. Okay, anything else? Magician. The Magician. I think where this all went wrong for these people is that they thought that they were like whatever the devil told them was a lie. They thought that they became more powerful than you. Good will always win. Evil is not more powerful than good. Okay. And if it's allowed to go on for some amount of time, trust me, there will be an adjustment that's made. And so it's like love is greater than fear. Good is better than bad. And so this is why you are in the energy of the Magician, calling in what you want, what you need, and actually manifesting it. This person doesn't even feel like they can do that. They've got to go to the devil to get another contract signed for them to get anything. But anything the devil gives you is something that the devil stole from someone else. And it's also going to be something that's not meant for you. And it'll be destructive because that's what the devil does. It's literally how it operates, and it lies as well. The star. I think that this Queen of Wands really thought that they were going to rip this star trait out of you and put it within them. They would damn explode, yo. If they were if they were to take your star and put it within their own body, their genetic makeup is not made for that. They would blow up. Like literally boom. It's never going to happen. I'm also getting that this person's like, they're becoming famous. They're becoming a star. People are looking at them differently now. You know, this is why when you pray for every single person. Say, when I'm praying I'm praying for everyone. And that way you're covering anybody in the collective, and you're also covering anybody that this person would try to do witchcraft on to turn against you. That their hearts become unhardened and that they see the truth. And you can just say that prayer daily, that I pray that everybody in the world is protected, that their heart, God comes in and unhardens their heart and opens their eyes to the truth, opens their ears to the truth, and removes all of the illusions and delusions out of the way. Two of Cups. I also get that you have a soul contract that's you're supposed to be working on and fulfilling. And it does have to do with your star ability, but that's not all of it. And you could also have a divine love union coming in. This person didn't want you having anything. They wanted to take lover from you. They wanted to take, because they see you over here being stable, and they don't, like, their little pea brain doesn't give them the ability to understand that it's because you work really hard. Even though this person did everything in their power to try to sacrifice your soul to some entity so that you would have mental disorders, physical disorders, and issues with your body and issues with your chakras and your energies. This person knows what they did. They know what they did. I would not forgive them. I would be like, no, you got to pay for that. You tried to tell this entity it could come have me when you were the one that owed the debt? No. I belong to God, the real God, not Bible God, not whatever other holy books that exist out there, God, real God. Seven of Swords. So these people, especially her, this Queen of Wands, is running away from making the right decision. See that person? You don't run with swords. That's like the stupidest shit. Real God, to me, is the higher power that is all loving, compassionate, unconditionally loving, compassionate, merciful, graceful, kind, and beautiful, and all sorts of words that we don't even have to describe what God is. Timeless energy. It's not no man's or a woman or any type of manifest. It does not have a name, and it's not sitting in a throne, and it doesn't call itself. No, that shit is the demiurge to me. If you know about Gnosticism, you know that there is a demiurge being that believes it's God because it doesn't know it has a higher self. And that's it. Maybe it knows now, but yeah, it wants to be God. But my version of God, what I've interacted with that's been God, does not speak, does not have a voice. It is just a positive energy that encompasses peace, unconditional love, joy, compassion, and mercy and kindness. And it's not judgmental in any type of way. And it's a continual stream of energy that's always being given to us at all times. So this person is running away from the fact that they've got to make a decision. And you know that it's not safe to run with swords. This person's worried that there will be people that come pick up these swords and then come after them. Well, they should be worried. When you mess other people over, you know, it's really giving. Like when I was in high school, I was friends with some Jewish people, some Russian people, and I love these people. They're great people, by the way. Um, but I had a friend whose family was in the Russian mafia. It's giving that mafia like energy. Like this person is like made so many mistakes. They're running away and they know that their selfish decisions have brought them shame and discomfort and sadness and woe, but they still, are going to mess around and find out by offending the wrong person. And your spiritual team and ancestors behave like the mafia. Just because you're not somebody that would unalive another person doesn't mean that your ancestors are not like that. Especially those of you that have extraterrestrial ancestors. And if you're every time a tear rolls down your face and hits the ground, that is a spiritual libation. That's a lamentation and a libation to your ancestors. Okay, waking them up from the dead. And if they come and find out that this type of tomfoolery is going on, oh, trust me, they don't play about you. They don't care about free will and whatever laws exist. They'll do what they need to do to protect their generation and their people or their beings. Because really, we're not people, we're spiritual beings. Okay, what else do we need to know before we go? Anything, what's going to happen with this situation? She's got to make a decision when it comes to this kid, all this stuff that has nothing to do with you. She's got to make a decision, but it's not going to be about what you have going on. And thank you guys for liking the video. Thank you for sharing the video. Thank you for tapping the notification bell. All of that stuff really helps. And I love you guys. And I am so, so thankful that you guys support me. So yeah, just to let you guys know, if you've got personal questions, to send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I'll pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. How do I know that it's God and not the deception of a demon? Because I've put it to the test. That's how I've tested it. And it, like I said, it doesn't have a name. It doesn't speak to me. It's an energy. It's like a source energy. And it's all positive. And it's never done anything. It's never done anything or told me anything. Okay. All it's done is helped me. So if it was something low vibrational, it wouldn't be able to do it for this long. And I understand that everyone has a higher self, and everyone's higher self is God. So I have the cheat code to that whole situation. Well, it sounds like they finished with their band practice. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you're going to remain stable, loyal, self-sufficient, helping other people in need, knowing what's right and what's wrong, knowing when to invest, when to reap the rewards, This is a reading for all zodiac signs for the collective. This is a reading for everybody. But if you've got personal questions, like I was saying, send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. Okay, what else do we need to know? So you're going to be able to remain stable. Just be aware that your success, if you're on social media or if you're available to the public in some type of way, or even if this is like at your job, that the Queen of Wands is going to be really pissed off that they can't sacrifice you. They're going to be really mad that they can't get money from you. And they're also going to probably blame you because you're the creator of whatever content or work this is, and they are not the originator of it. So they're going to have a lot of nonsense that they're sending you the evil eye and hateful energy. But you just got to be like, anytime you feel an energy that's not right, call upon Archangel Michael. Go outside, walk in the grass. Do something to immediately change your environment. Do a cleanse, okay? Or say, I do not do return to senders on specific people, even if I know that this person's what their name is and whatever. I just say all energy that does not belong to me, that's not mine, that's negative, that's been sent to me, I ask for a full reversal and a return of that energy to known and unknown, seen and unseen enemies. That way, we're not putting a target on somebody. We're just saying, like, look, this energy is not mine. I know somebody sent it and it's negative. And so, whoever it was, just the energy needs to go back to them. I feel like this Queen of Wands is worried that you are going to figure out the truth about them, and Queen of Wands, literally, this person is worried that you're going to figure out the truth about them and that you're going to deny them access into your life. Because look, when it comes to witches and warlocks, one thing that I do know is that if you allow them to have your phone number, if you allow them to know where you live, if you allow them access to you, they will take an inch. What is it? They take an inch and take a mile or some shit. They'll literally, you'll give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Okay. They'll take you having any type of communication with them, or them even having your number, as you giving them consent to do witchcraft on you and steal your destiny and steal your blessings and block you and shit. Like, that's literally how these beings operate. That's how they try to operate within universal law, but it's still breaking universal law. If somebody doesn't know that that's what you're there doing, you're breaking universal law. And what you send out, you will get back. We think we can control when we send it out, but we do not control the way the universe sends it back. So this person can't get out of bed. They're in suffering and woe. They owe a King of Pentacles, and literally they're crying. They should be crying. How many days did you cry, working your ass off and wondering why you weren't getting the rewards from it? Enough is enough. You had to call for judgment. And if you didn't call for judgment, the universe did. So I consider you to be very blessed and cared for. This Queen of Wands, the way that this flipped over was so weird. She tried to bring 5 different people up against you to compete with you, probably lying to these people saying, oh, you can compete with you can use and abuse the collective. You can compete with them. You can steal from them. It's easy. It's like taking candy from a baby. Competition, greed, and lust for power. Somebody wanted to challenge your authority, but they have no authority. That's hilarious. This person should be really thankful that you did not retaliate. Because if you would have retaliated, this person would have been laid out, unable, like truly unable to recover. This person could literally recover their life and move on and pay this money back to the King of Pentacles, even though they spent it all. They need to figure out how to make a payment plan. I mean, you should have nothing to do with this person's payment plan. I would not be co-signing anything. I would not be borrowing any money to any people that is not like a family member or somebody that you know is actually struggling. No. Deny, deny, deny. Because literally this person is going to use, and they don't want to take accountability for what the bill that they've accumulated. It's like their 3rd time going into bankruptcy, and they want to make it all about you. Knight of Swords. This Queen of Wands was working with the Knight of Swords to compete with you for your own destiny. They wanted the spiritual abilities that you have that will create lots of money. That's what they wanted. And they were going to, if they couldn't like steal it from you with this bullshit internet magic, then they were going to definitely go to the devil. And the devil obviously lied to them and tried to offer them something. And the Queen of Wands is like, and the Knight of Swords, both of them are like, and I get this Knight of Swords is actually a female, but they're both like, I don't want this. This is not the collectives. And the devil's like, look, I can't give you what the collective is. The collective got given their abilities by their ancestors and God. The devil doesn't have the ability to strip ancestral gifts and an inheritance that comes from God. Because when real God gives you something, it'll be in a way that no human can take that away. So the devil's like, I can try to give you something similar to that, but it's not going to be that exact thing. And this Queen of Wands is turning their nose up at the devil, being like, and so is the Knight of Swords, thinking that this shit is negotiable. It is not negotiable. That is not a negotiable thing. This person's like, well, I'll just go to another practitioner. Doesn't matter. The practitioners work with the same demons. Most of them work with the same type of devils. So it doesn't matter what practitioner they go to. The practitioner doesn't have any more power than the devil does. I mean, what a weirdo. These people wanted it what was exactly yours. They didn't want you to have ambition. They didn't want you to be inspired. They didn't want you to use your abilities for good. They didn't want you to be able to write, to do anything. This person wanted you depressed, on medication, stuck in bed, sick, overweight, overeating, and all this other stuff. Like that, again, the devil doesn't care about doing to somebody. Now these people are literally facing everything that they wanted to happen to you is happening to them. 7 of Pentacles, and they're so stupid. They're little pea brains, literally so dumb, thinking that there's something is still going to go in their favor, that all of a sudden all of this trouble is just going to go away on its own, and that something will be turned in the favor of these people. Like, what? They have to take actions to resolve the shit that they did to themselves, okay? And they can only offer up their own soul. They can't offer up nobody else's soul. So as the tables turn in your favor and your career gets put back on track and doors open for you and blessings come in and likes and shares and all of that, all of the support that you need comes in, all of the donations, all of that, these people are going to be looking really stupid, wondering why you're still getting your own inheritance. Like, what? It's theirs. 8 of Swords. These people are literally being imprisoned by spirit. I don't think that they're going to real physical jail, but they could be. They could be, because they deceived this King of Pentacles who will take them to court. So these people lied, and they were put to some type of test to see if they could do what you do. And literally, they can't. They failed the test. So it's been proven, that you are the originator of something. And these people could actually face jail time for that, because literally they were told not to. They were told by spirit, at least, if it wasn't by you, but not to use your content to try to make money. Like whether it's writings, like for me, I wrote all of the descriptions to every single crystal in the crystal shop we had, and we had every single crystal that is out there. And literally, when we sold the store, it was in the contract that if you use these descriptions to try to make a book or sell them, then we will sue you for everything that you have. There could have been some type of contract like that within these people, and they signed that shit, and they signed away their future by doing that, because they still intended on screwing you over. I mean, this person wanted to cause you pain at any cost. They want to take your destiny at any cost. Now, finally, things are turning out good for you, and your destiny is finally coming into clear view, and you're able to reap the rewards of your own destiny, and you're standing in this divine feminine energy, mastering your own emotions. You have abilities to see. That completely sounds evolunar. I don't know what that means, that word. But yeah, this High Priestess ability, these people thought that you were bullshitting when you said that you know what they're doing and you can see. Literally, okay, the person that did the witchcraft to get us to sell the sword of them and all that shit, when I was like, I have to cut cords with you and cut ties completely, because the person that you're best friends with is doing death magic on me, and I just wasn't aware that she was doing it at the same time that they were doing witchcraft on me. and on the other psychic. And I was like, I can't, what in the hell? Why would I ever hold on to somebody that I know for a fact has been doing witchcraft? And she was like, you're looking through the cameras at work to find out all the information I knew. No, I just know this shit because I'm a legitimate psychic. Literally, I worked in the store as a psychic for years. The fuck? Why would that person be dumb enough to doubt my abilities? And I was like, just like, no. And they were so did not give a shit that I was like, didn't want them in my energy anymore, didn't want to be connected to them. They did not care because they had already gotten what they want. They took a piece of my destiny, they got the store, and now they don't have that shit. Or at least I don't think they do, because there's people that are looking for them that keep trying to come to my address. So other than that, yeah, these people are stupid. And the funniest shit ever, the person that she was like, oh no, that person's not doing that, blah, blah, blah. That person was doing witchcraft on her. And I was like, she's doing it on you too, you fucking idiot. Like, what is wrong with you? She wants just as much as you want the store, she wants the shit too. I mean, how dumb and retarded and blind does somebody have to be to not even realize that? Whatever. It was a blessing, though, to get rid of that energy, because I let that person have too much access to me. I trusted them, and I should have never trusted they snake ass. In fact, years and years ago, I got a reading on the situation with this person, and the psychic told me never to trust them. Like, and that was always in the back of my mind when I was trying to trust them and thinking that they could do good, like that they would never be on my side and to never ever trust them. Like, and they'll never be my friend. And, you know, that's exactly what she showed me. Even though anything that she needed, I would have done for her at the drop of a dime. And this other person is literally doing shit to her to fuck her life up. When you lose a real friend, it's an actual loss. That person was not no real friend. That was a one-sided relationship. And I was pissed off when I found out about all the witch. I had to spend literally years fighting off the witchcraft that she was doing and that other people were doing because of her. I was pissed off, but now I'm not angry about it anymore. It took years, though. It took like a few years for me to not be angry about it anymore. But that's just like when you do the work, you do the work. Look, death. I hope it was fun while it lasted, because these people have an abrupt ending coming. Anything else that we need to know? I also feel like somebody's doing a spell. You got one person that's doing a spell to shut you up. Then you've got another person that's doing a spell to like get you to reveal things. Even if you were to reveal some things about you, you are divinely protected by God. What are these people going to do about that? They're not going to ever get close enough to you to do anything. So you could talk about your past. I would suggest that you keep what you have going on now a secret, but you could talk about your past and it won't matter. It's in the past. Queen of Swords. Well, sometimes you just have to get in cutoff mode and be okay with cutting people off. Don't let people guilt trip you. I had this one neighbor friend. Well, I thought she was my friend, but anyways, and she ended up being a psychic vampire. She was using guilt as like a form of manipulation, you know? And I just had to be like, look, I need to love myself more than I love other people. And you're causing me like immense amounts of grief and debt and sickness. And my spirit guides are telling me that they're going to unalive you and stuff. And I don't know why, like, because there was so much betrayal going on. Oh my gosh, my spirit guides hated that person. And then I called my energy and my power back to me. And all of that, it was like some Nosferatu shit. All of the energy that this person was using to stay alive, boom, that it got ripped away from them. And then they started vampiring their own kids for their energy. And that person's kids like wanted to go live with the other parent, and the other parent was like hella abusive. Even they knew on an energetic level that that stuff was going down. 8 of Cups. Yeah, you're not nobody's punching bag. You're not their life source. Everybody has a connect. Everybody can go within themselves and connect with God, like what I've done. Every single person has the ability. It's like having a muscle that's always been there within, but then you just start working it out. You start using it. Everybody can do that. So, whether they know that or not, they can. And God loves everything and everyone. It's an all loving energy. These people have to walk away. They have to find a new job, find a new career, relocate because they can't stay in the place that they are because they're losing a house, a home, property, whatever. And the moon. All of this moon magic is making it much harder because now these people are paranoid that all of their bad deeds are going to come back to them. Well, they are. What part of the law of attraction did they not understand? Yeah, their bad deeds are going to come back to them. They never actually stop doing the moon magic rituals, the witchcraft. They always think the next moon cycle is going to be the moon cycle. Crazy. Forgive yourself, okay? Forgive yourself for attracting these people in, and know that you had to encounter them to learn how to deal with people like this and how to call for judgment. But other than that, follow your own guidance because it's making you stronger. You have the strength to endure. And I don't get that you have anything that you really need to repent for. So that whole, go to Jesus and repent, stop it. You're in religious psychosis and you need to stop doing that to people. Stop telling people that they have to repent and that Jesus can save them. You're creating your own reality. You're creating every problem and you can create every solution. There is no need to go bother Jesus who already died for everybody's sins. I mean, literally, take some accountability. Build your own relationship with God. If you feel like you're being judged, just do better. Like literally. Start treating people kindly. Stop judging other people. Stop thinking that you have the ability to judge others. When we call for judgment, we're not judging anybody. We're calling for the divine higher power to assess the situation and discern it, which means that we're not attached to whatever the outcome is. For these people, I really just don't care. 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords. Literally, all of this moon magic crap is leading them into having to go to spiritual court. And what are they going to say? Oh, I wanted somebody's destiny. Oh, I did it. When God already knows our minds and our hearts, what can somebody even say in a situation where they have to defend themselves as to why they behave this way? It's crazy. All right, let's get one more card. Is there an ending message that we need to know about? Yeah, this person is going to end up in court, spiritual and physical. They're going to have to pay a consequence. And they're going to be completely burdened the entire time. You're not carrying no cross for these people. They can't do a switcheroo. All of this stuff is basically over. Look, and this person was trying to block your love life so you could be easily accessible. Now you're about to have a love life that's just going boom, off the charts. Good things coming in. You have strength. And because you cut these people off, I sincerely feel like if you were to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, this Queen of Wands would have tried to sleep with them. So this is good that you're got these people up out of your energy. And you may be feeling the impact of what they're going through, but it's because there's a lot of reversal going on. There's a lot of like undoing what was done going on. And yeah, I don't wish these consequences on anyone, but at the same time, you're innocent and you don't deserve to suffer. You deserve to have your wishes granted with the Nine of Cups. You don't, especially when it comes to your love life and what you do with your future. You don't deserve what these people were doing to you. So they're going to have to figure out, you know, these people don't believe in no Jesus or nothing else, okay? They believe in the devil and witchcraft. But they're going to have to make amends someday. You may never even encounter this soul ever again. This was probably their last chance with you. But I wouldn't accept no apology from these people. How can somebody apologize for trying to give your life to a fucking entity? Like, I don't think I could forgive somebody for that. I'm sorry, sir, ma'am, it, they, them. It's going to take me a while. Just like I was saying that when all the stuff went down with the store, it took me years to get over being enraged about how they did witchcraft to manipulate the situation. Like, and it's okay. Like, you'll get to a space where you can forgive people, but forgiveness does not mean that you allow them back in. It doesn't mean that you let them, you know, come play games with you. And these people will take you saying, "Oh, I forgive you," as an open door. Again, oh, they gave me another open door so I can start doing these rituals again. No. These people never stop doing the rituals. So this is why I say do not forgive them. I would be like, hell no, I don't forgive you. You need to face judgment and you need to face God. And if you really want to apologize, go apologize to your higher self for you working against yourself. That's what I would tell these people. Okay, you guys, thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. Thank you guys for spending your time with me. Just a reminder, if you go to the tagged products, you are going to see some books, some metaphysical supplies, and I go through and I handpick these metaphysical supplies so that they have good energy, just like when we had the metaphysical store, we would travel all over the world and handpick and hand select the items for the store. So if you're wanting to learn how to read cards for yourself and others, the Sago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, this is the book for you. It's written by me, Astraea Love, and I've got this book tagged in the products, and I also have the Quick and Easy Original Rider-Waite Tarot deck, which is this deck right here, tagged in the products and linked in the description box below. So this is the deck that you want to use with this book. But people have been saying that they've been using other decks and that it works. And so I'm really happy about that. And then at the beginning of this reading, I did go into the techniques that I used from The Truth of God, which is an intuitive living workbook. And it's written by Michael Stedman. So if you're interested in that, maybe go back to the beginning of this reading where I do an in-depth talk. And I read the back of my book for Visago as well. So check this out, you guys. This stuff is tagged in the products, linked in the description box below. It will change your life. It will empower you. It will make your life better, and it's not expensive. These are books that you will not just use one time. You will literally use many, many times. Same thing with this one. And so all of the techniques, everything that I am able to do, like clear witchcraft within 30 seconds, is because of the techniques from that book. And so check that stuff out, you guys. I love you so much. Thank you for spending your time with me. God bless you. Peace be with you. I love you guys so much. Kisses, hugs. Have a wonderful evening. Make sure you like the video, are subscribed, and have tapped that notification bell, you guys. Okay? And if you see the hype button, hype the video. And I'll see you guys in the next reading. Bye. God bless.